Hey up lads and lasses, Damphyre here, back again with some more Infinite Lagrange. Today, well, a couple of days ago, they announced the sort of battleship and the update to the Angulum system. And I thought I'd go through it because it's the first time we have a chance of actually acquiring a battleship in game, and that's just been a big thing for a lot of players since pretty much day one that battleships weren't in the game, but we could see that battleship targeting was a thing. So I thought I'd go through the notes and then we'll take a look at the War Spy, because last time I did it, we couldn't get a particularly good look, bar the fact that I got to blow one up. So we'll go through it because we can have a better look now. We can see that there's a lot of bits for it that are missing, so we can sort of hazard a guess at what those modules could be for it, but we can actually go in and like have a look at like upgrades for the systems and that kind of thing, and sort of have an estimate of what kind of damage output and that kind of thing it could potentially do. So without further ado, we got the Angulum Cluster Adventure Operation Update Preview. Greetings from Noma's Shipping Group Exploration Department. After completing our analysis of the astronomical amount of information gathered so far and constructing myriad engineering facilities. You need an A between constructing a myriad of engineering facilities. Our exploration of the Angulum cluster is ready to enter this stage. Today we will relay the facts of the events which have occurred within the Angulum, so that all explorers entering Angulum can understand the current state of affairs in the system. I haven't been in Angulum for a while, but I know it can be quite lucrative now if you know what you're doing. Bringing back like 80 boxes and then only opening, well, you open all of them, but only opening, grabbing the ships and stuff that you need if they're in like the first 3-4 slots, if you got the spare procs for it anyway. But I personally haven't been in for a while because I just don't see the point. I have quite a lot of the ships. Okay, some extra tech points and stuff would be useful, but that's about it really. Galactic Events Operation Information Display, of images purposes only. At the same time, we have detected a great deal of information and intel within the Angulum system and aim to share these new findings with you all. Sacrum Chu Imperium Shipyard Ruins. According to research undertaken by the Bandar Warp Monitoring Station, evidence of movement has been detected in certain Sacrum Chu Imperium Shipyard ruins within the cluster. During one expedition, an expedition team had the good fortune to pass through an inactive armed defense platform and stumble upon multiple Sacrum Chu Imperium battleship production and research facilities within the ruins. In addition, a number of Sacrum Chu Imperium battleship data files were discovered while exploring the depths of these ruins. So there's a little bit of lore on why we are now getting the battleship. I'm a little bit disappointed with the battleship drop because I was kind of hoping they drop like 3 battleships, one for Noma, Antonius and Jupiter, but we are only getting the one to start with. Hopefully maybe in the future now they've given us the War Spy. They'll give us the ability to drop the rest as well, or if they decide that anyway. So we can see here a picture of stuff. Sacrum Chu Imperium Shipyard Ruins Intel. Oh, that's this picture. So yeah, okay. After studying some of the battleship data obtained, we can now confirm that the files were stored in a distributed format, are in a partially encrypted state. Before repairing these damaged tech files, it is still possible to view the data stored within them, allowing us to evaluate the difficulty of repairing each one. Is research decrypted? Check the research content and the damage severity in the tech files before conducting research. Only the first 2 nodes can be researched for free. Approximate coins are needed to research extra nodes. Okay, so it is going to work the same. It looks like there's like research chances are 2. I wonder if there's a chance of things failing then and you just waste Proxima. If that is the case, that's a little bit awkward and, not gonna lie, a touch greedy on the devs end of things. But again, that is speculation. This could be something entirely different. Like you can only choose like that many nodes or something, and it's got nothing to do with you having a chance of getting the blueprint data or not. But we'll see. So, the shipyard ruins themselves are splintered into numerous sites located in different regions of the star system. And in order to restore a complete set of battleship blueprints, it will be necessary for you to collect all of the numbered battleship data files. We invite all explorers to participate in the exploration of these Sacrum Chu Imperium ruins. So we can see here we've got large ship core blueprints, comprehensive pipeline schematic diagrams, and you need like one of each to research. That's the interface. 2 precious resources adrift in the cluster. In addition, we have launched a large-scale active search operation for Sacrum Chu ruins within the cluster, requiring the assistance of a vast number of explorers. By communicating with our detection fleet and beacons within the search area, we can obtain clues as to the coordinates of these ruins. Resources discovered so far include precious Sacrum Chu Imperium strategic assets and exclusive Sacrum Chu Imperium liveries. So there's liveries now within the Angulum, so it's becoming, maybe if these are permanent, it's a bit more worthwhile maybe going into the Angulum, try and collect some liveries and that kind of stuff, which could be fun. I like the fact they are adding stuff to the Angulum, because previously my only real issue with the Angulum was the rewards were a bit lackluster. Now that they've added the ability to go find parts of a battleship to research it, I kind of like that idea. Again, I'm not sure, depending on how these boxes work. It could be quite fun and quite, interesting to do. And even more so if we have, potential to get liveries and that kind of thing as well. So, these valuable Sacrum Chu Imperium strategic assets can be submitted to recycling centers in exchange for a certain number of Noma points. Discovering exclusive Sacrum Chu Imperium liveries will automatically increase your livery version number when they are collected repeatedly, and the display effects of these liveries will be improved automatically once certain conditions are met. That is kind of cool. I like that. So you get a basic livery, and then as you research more of said livery, it unlocks things, maybe like extra lights or shiny bits and glowy bits and all that kind of thing that we've had on the recent premium liveries. So yeah, that's definitely pretty cool. So it does sound like these are probably permanent then, because I highly doubt they're going to let you get these big shiny liveries that you can upgrade over a certain amount of time, and they are temporary. But we'll have to see. And the Legends of the Ghost Fleet. I'm going to get fleets in here now, because there was no fleets before. Legends regarding the so-called Ghost Fleet have been spreading through the cluster. As a result of most of our recent expeditions, we found that the source of this legend is closely related to the continuously moving Sacrum Chu Imperium battle fortresses. According to intel relayed via UAV, a large number of combat defense platforms are installed on the exteriors of these battle fortresses, and numerous defense strongholds lay hidden within them for purposes of dispatching unmanned fleets. When these battle fortresses are active, the space around them will undergo the effects of severe warp interference, and ships will not be able to use warping stability zones. According to the Chimera military base's assessment, the existence of these battle fortresses seriously threatens the safety of expedition fleets. We hope that explorers will unite to overcome these fortresses and grant protection to expedition fleets within the cluster. To this end, we will create temporary departure points and org operations for all explorers involved in fortress dismantling operations, and will distribute honor rewards to explorers who successfully rid the cluster of these battle fortresses and further explore the truth behind the ghost fleets. Interesting idea. Considering how politics and diplomacy go in this game, I am really not too sure people will get on too well with each other and help each other, but we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see on that one. I like the idea of, you help each other out, because maybe it's a very difficult thing to do, and there's only 5 of you in a group, so maybe it's one of those where you need like 10 of you. So I mean, it can be done probably within your own clan or whatever, guild, union, because you could probably find 5 people to go in one group, 5 people to go in the other group, and you work together anyway. As to other people helping other people, not so certain there. But as you can see here within this image, we do have the color scheme that they use to that's associated with Alliance fleets. You've obviously got the one guy that's like the darker blue, and he's the main. Well, it's his player fleet, and then obviously you've got the cyan, which is probably your friends in the Alliance. So maybe there's some way of doing an alliance now within, or maybe it's whenever you enter this area you can't attack each other. It's also a possibility. Nova shipping group org operation. So there'll be an org operation maybe down from the NPCs to sort this out as well. It's going to be quite interesting to check that out. So I will be trying to jump into Angulum as soon as possible, really, because I think the patch is already out, if I'm not mistaken. In order to better facilitate your expedition within the Angulum cluster, we will open the Stargate channels for certain star systems for specified periods of time, through which you can request resources from org members across multiple star systems. Okay. Does that mean people can just send you metal and stuff? Because that'd be amazing. Like that could really get you like going properly. Because otherwise you sat there collecting asteroids and that kind of thing for like a day or two before you can get a fleet out strong enough to go tackle the ruins. If you can just like instantly get people to send you like everything you need to get your 5 spears out, your solar whales and all your aircraft and stuff, there's definitely something there. In the near future, the ruins exploration archives we are currently building in the Angulum cluster will commence operations. At the same time, we are recruiting and evaluating teams that have achieved noteworthy exploration achievements, hoping to champion them as paragons of exploration expertise, thus encouraging more explorers to participate in the mysterious expedition waiting them in the vast galaxy. So we have a ranking system for the explorers. I'm sure a lot of people that do Angulum a lot are going to enjoy this, trying to top the boards. Good luck to. I will probably not be trying to do that. I don't have as much free time as most people do that play this. We will also launch an exclusive galactic market for rare items found by explorers in the above events. You can choose to engage in cross-system trade with explorers through the public galactic market, or engage in fleet docking trading with the Angulum cluster's trade districts, which will provide more opportunities for communication cooperation between all explorers. At present, the galactic market is still under development and is expected to open in July. At that time, the public galactic market will also remain accessible across star systems via the Lagrange network. If you currently have any particular trading demands, you can temporarily hold on to rare items obtained in the cluster and wait for the galactic market to open. A trading system in the game. They're bringing eco, and that's going to be cool, right? Surely. Especially if you got guys that are really dedicated to the exploration. If they can do things like sell blueprint parts for the battleship and that kind of thing, and then you set it up in the trade, that's going to be a lot of fun, and potentially, a good way of maybe making a decent amount of cash, especially if you can trade Proxima maybe. Although we'll have to say, obviously the issue is well known, because a lot of people I know play EVE online as well, and they know how free markets can very well go with players that can sort of do all the exploration and stuff like that and set their own prices. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that and make sure things don't get, overly expensive. But I guess we'll have to see. It's going to depend on supply and demand at the end of the day. And if somebody can sort of manage to monopolize the market. But we'll never know. We also don't know what they're going to try and trade. They say rare items, and the only thing I can think of is things like the blueprints for the battleship. So I don't know if they're going to add anything else in there. Maybe you can get the liveries and that kind of thing. It's also an opportunity there. The above reports detailed introduction to the newly added Adventure Operations Support Services. The corresponding content is expected to make its way into the Angular Custom May the 24th. It's 27 today, so it is already in. So I will try and get into an Angular server as soon as I can, and go collect some rewards and see what it's all about, and probably get another video out, because it's been a while since I've done an Angular, and my video is definitely outdated now. There are certain strategies and stuff that work well, and I should really talk about them, because it's an effective way of getting ship blueprints and that kind of thing nowadays. Anyway, as long as you got a decent, you sort of save your Proxima instead of buying the 150 boxes and that kind of thing. You just save up the Proxima and then you go do an Angular run and get like 100 boxes, and then you just pick and choose the boxes that you want to spend your procs on. That kind of thing might actually help players out. So let's jump in and have a look at the Warspite properly now, because we can see the strategies, we can have a look at the upgrades on the thing, and we can see how many modules are unlockable on it and all kinds of stuff. So let's go have a butcher's at that. So here we are. We're in the tech crew, and we can see at the end of the standard, I think that's what they call this tech crew, isn't it? Dawn Accord Organization plus Independent Technology. Oh, there you go. I think they renamed it. We can see the Warspite at the end has been added. I believe it was added previously, but now we can have a look a bit better at it. So, weapon systems that we can unlock. M1's going to come with it. A1's probably going to come with it. B1 will probably come with it. There's a lot of weapon systems on it base. We'll have a look at those in a second. I believe M1's actually like a... And as you can see, I'm still under attack by loads of stuff in game. M2, maybe a railgun, but we can see down, it goes all the way down to G's and H's and E's and F's for things you can upgrade, which is absurd. There's a lot of modules to try and collect on this thing. So as you can imagine, you're going to have to go in, you research the blueprint, then you're going to have to go into Angular again and maybe potentially research again and again and again and again to try and get as many of these weapon systems unlocked. Also, I have never seen tech points drop within the black boxes for battleships. If that's a thing, let me know in the comments if you've actually found battleship tech points in any of the boxes. Otherwise, you're going to have to repeatedly keep going into the Angular server to get the maybe 5, maybe 10 tech points after you've researched everything or select that over the other items. Because you can see there is a lot of stuff to collect on this thing. There is 2 Warspites, and curiously, I'm not really sure, like, so this is the other version. We got siege torps and anti-ship torpedo systems, a bow-mounted iron cannon, and iron attack systems. And then if you look at the other variant, we can see here anti-ship torpedo system, bow-mounted, siege-armed system, medium anti-ship missiles, experimental iron cannon. So there is some differences there, but I'm not entirely sure which one's which. I'd have expected this one with all the modules to be the main ship that you're going to unlock, and I think this one might be something that you can potentially maybe purchase at some point from one of the markets within system. But we'll have to see eventually. So we'll talk about the main one anyway. This one here. So I mean, look, it's got 53,000 damage at base, which is crazy. We're already rocking 270 armor here. The cruising speed is awful, but you kind of expect that. 313,000 HP is actually not bad. I think that's about the same as a solar whale or there around. So it's got a decent HP buffer going. Obviously, with that armor, it's nuts. And again, within the armor system, you can see here we can actually bump up everything except the armor, which is an odd one. So it's going to be sat at 270 armor, unless there's some of the other modules we can get. Maybe there's a heavy armor module to help boost it. Because I don't think 270 is really enough. I'd like this to be sat around 400 or 500 personally. But we can increase the energy resistances. Get 2% times 5, so it's a 10%. We're going to be set around a 15% energy resistance. So we can see this is not a particularly tanky ship, bar the fact it has got a decent HP pool, and the armor isn't bad off the sort of the start anyway. We can then see we got the bound mounted ion system. This would be the M1. Actually, it's not marked, is it? Oh no, it is marked. It is marked as M. So this is M1. So normally when you see an ion cannon system and they have another variant, it's normally a railgun. Almost always it's a railgun. Marshall Crux, Connemara. Connemara's got the plasma. Actually, saying that, it's either plasma or railgun then, isn't it? Because the Eternal Storm also goes ion or plasma. So yeah, maybe a plasma or a railgun. I kind of expect a railgun though for some reason. I just don't know why, but a feeling. Each 4 rounds of the ion system can additional 2 targets in the next round. So you can... It's additional as well, so it should just be 100% damage to 2 targets instead of 1 target every 4 times the ion cannon basically fires. Because I'm guessing this fires once per round, or more or less. Yeah, more or less. So that'd be an interesting one. You can double up your damage a little bit. Obviously, we have the system automated maintenance system, the 5% if you get blown up. Loads of damage increases here. Just want to note as well, we got 21,000 damage per minute just off its main weapon system, which is a lot, to be honest. 3-second duration, a 6-second cooldown, 12-second lock-on time, so that's something you're going to want to try and improve if we can. Damage frequencies, you know, it's not far off an IO this, I believe. We got hit rate against cruisers, 2 cooldowns. We've got 3 hit rate buffs. That's almost like a requirement, right? How many slots have we got? 3, 7. You're probably going to go triple hit right here. Double cooldown, there's 5. That strategy does sound quite good. But is it worth taking over 20% damage and already like a meaty hitting weapon? I mean, 20% damage there's an extra, what, 200 damage? Bit more than that, but that's a lot of added damage. Plus 30% on top of that. So you're looking at 1,500 damage per hit with a damage of frequency with 3 times. So you're doing like, what, an extra almost 1,000 damage? Actually, no, it's more than that. An extra 1,500. It's almost like it's damaging 4 times with 2 damage upgrades and a 30% damage increase. So, yeah, that's difficult to say. Siege Torps, 320 damage per hit. We got crit on here as well. 10% chance to deal 100 damage. No way to boost the crit chance, which is a bit of a shame. So you're probably going to go double cooldown here and probably just the standard damage. I'm guessing these torps hit hard. Yeah, 320 damage per hit. Not bad. Notice that a lot of these actually don't have too many upgrades. We've got another anti-torpedoes cluster torps. 4 times 3, 125 damage per hit, but you're hitting, you know, quite a few times. And there's 4 of them, so not bad. Crit, another 10% chance. We got crit damage increases here because they'd be quite nice. Increases weapon sit crit, only crit damage, no crit chance and damage. Again, you're probably double hit rate here. Yeah, double hit rate, double cooldown, and then you're deciding between a crit damage and a torp damage for that last slot there. Armor we kind of went through quickly. Experimental ion cannons up on top. These look... oh, they're better than the one on the ST-59s. Duration 12 seconds at 5 times damage frequency. A lock on of 7 seconds. The cooldown 22. Only 4 upgrade slots though. Double hit rate again. Double cooldown and a damage. Oh no, that's it. Double hit rate, double cooldown. That's all you're going to get. I'd probably suggest that because if weapons like this, if they miss, they just lose out all their damage entirely. So bringing that cooldown as fast as, well, as much as you can to keep the fire rate up is going to help you out here. So yeah, I mean, this thing is, it's looking absurd, really. I mean, there's another weapon system here. Vertical launch missile system. which is coming out horizontally, like that. Yeah, vertical means up, devs, not sideways. I mean, it's space. Technically, it could turn around on its side and it wouldn't matter, but, you know. Missile hit rates again. Oh, hit rate against frigate destroyers. It's got a anti-small. It is anti-small. 85 damage per hit. 3 attacks times 4. Cooldowns 12 seconds. That's actually not a bad little like anti-frigate weapon. You probably are taking both the hit rates here and double cooldown because the damage isn't really there either. 85 damage per hit. Propulsion system, can we upgrade the speed? We can. I think that brings it around, is it 320, somewhere around that? Both of these fully upgraded. It's 30%, isn't it? So, yeah, it's probably around 310, somewhere around there. That's slow. It's very slow. And then one of the warps for your props. Energy system, no upgrades, no bonus effect. That's a bit of a shame. Again, this is just the base stuff, though. There could be other stuff you can unlock. And Invasion Operation S. That's an interesting name. When the fleet belongs to enter the battle. When your fleet enters the battle, within the first 90 seconds, all Imperial ships in the fleet will rush to the front row, and the time required for the fleets of both sides to retreat will increase by 45 seconds. Imperial ships. Does it mean all Imperial I mean, this is the only Imperial ship, right? This and the Indefatigable? Whatever that thing's called. It's gotta be, right? What is its role? Is it front row? It's mid-row. Energy weapon, reinforced armor against ships, mid-row. So it's gonna rush to the front row for a bit, and then it's gonna retreat to the back row? Is that how this is gonna work? And this is one of 3, 45 seconds. I believe if this is the same as the spear, it'll go up to 90 seconds. So you can force stop enemies retreating for 90 seconds. And that's a lot of time to get a lot of damage out of. I wonder how many of these can we build, does it say? We can have 3 in active service. I bet we can only have 1 of these per fleet. It's only 45 CP to bring in something with base 53,000 DPM. I'm expecting this to hit over 100,000 DPM. Just the sheer amount of weapon systems it's got. And again, like I said, there's 18 systems we can pick up here. There's clearly something that looks like armor here. So we got blocks G, which looks like some kind of defensive thing. Blocks E, some kind of defensive thing. And also in E, we've got maybe UAVs or carrying capability. C, weapon systems. Blocks B are weapon systems, or that's definitely carrying capability, isn't it? So maybe the E one, maybe that's UAVs. Is that... We got propulsion mods on H? That's a first. Maybe we can get evasion or something, or maybe something to increase the speed of it as well. There's a lot going on with this ship. Definitely have a jump into the tech route and have a look for yourself and try and work out what you guys think some of these modules are. Weapon systems are more weapon systems than D. It looks like we've actually got a lot of them, like once you research the ship, but we'll have to see. Like H1, E1, F1. I think some of these are like the torps and the energy systems and siege things and that kind of stuff. So we might see some more. So we can see here. So that must be M1 because I'm pretty certain that's the ion cannon device. That to me looks like a railgun in that second one there. But we'll have to see some kind of torps there maybe. It's going to be an interesting ship. I know people have probably jumped into Angulum already. Let me know down below how many parts you've got and if you've managed to unlock it and what it comes with at base, because it'd be interesting to know. So, that's a quick look at the Warspite. I say quick look, it's probably taken like half an hour to record this. Have a go on, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.